Well, hello everybody and welcome to this conference. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Dr. Mohamed Chawki. I am Senior Judge and Chairman of the International Association of Cybercrime Prevention located in France. I studied cybercrime in Lyon University in France, and it's my pleasure today to present on dark web and illicit drug markets. So let's start our presentation. In fact, cybercrime is a topic that I am very passionate of. I am working in this field since 2005. I would like to share my experiences with you today, especially on a very hot topic. I got a brief presentation that I am going to present you from the world of cybercrime fighting. So, generally speaking, drug trafficking represents a big challenge to law enforcement. With the globalization of drug markets and their expansion, we find more offenders online. Drug trafficking has grown into an international crime. It's a main financial source for terrorist groups and organized crime. With the increase in the number of addicted people and the high profit margin, new markets are opened on daily basis with services provision worldwide. That's very scary. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, 1/3 of each $1 trillion is derived from illegal income, which is approximately $321 billion. The source is from drug trafficking. Once illegal money has entered the global and financial markets, it becomes much harder to trace its origins, and laundering of the gains will keep a cycle of crime and drug trafficking. The United Nations challenge is to work within the member states to help to build the capacity to track and prevent money laundering, enforce the rule of law, and prevent these funds from creating further suffering. There is no doubt that the dark web has increased the purchase of illegal drugs online. The dark web is a part of the World Wide Web. Accessing the dark web is done through a special software such as Tor. Illegal arms, human trafficking, and drugs and identity theft are the most serious crimes over the dark web. The major challenge on the dark web is the use of cryptocurrencies. These are decentralized digital money that are very difficult to trace and based on blockchain technology. The dark web is an ideal place for selling drugs. In the European Union, dark web markets mainly sell recreational purpose drugs such as cannabis, cocaine. Drugs such as heroin are also sold on the dark web market in European Union countries, even though this market contributes to a smaller share of the total sales. If we have a look at the following chart, which represents a survey done by Global Drug in 2020, we can see that year after year, many internet users rely on the dark web to obtain drugs. According to the chart, in 2014, for example, 4.7% of the respondents confessed obtaining drugs from the dark web markets. This has increased to 7.9% in 2017, then to 15% in 2020. Drug trafficking over the dark web market results in a massive turnover of the drug markets. Law enforcement activities and voluntary closures cause dark web markets to continually disappear while new ones emerge. Currently, the sale of narcotics and illicit drugs is moving online. Sellers and buyers use primary resources found on dark web operating forums, which can only be reached by browser protocols and using specialized encryption software. So, What are the advantages of purchasing drugs online? Some sites that are hidden effectively can only be accessed by those who have the address of those sites. Dark web's total anonymity has given a platform to those who want to escape regulations. Accordingly, drug dealers, terrorists, and the criminals have been using it to ensure the secrecy of their transactions. These drugs are said to be transported by private and public postal services secretly without their knowledge, and the drugs are kept in hidden places that the seller reveals only to the buyer. Drug trafficking is achieved by sending parcels to anonymous post offices with automatic self-service collection. Such illegal drugs purchased on the dark web are often transported in letters posted to different destinations within many countries. To avoid detection, some drug vendors have shifted to transporting letters carrying drugs across neighboring country borders to post them to clients' destination. Through dark web platforms, suppliers and customers collaborate, and most of the dark web drug sales are from one dealer to a fellow dealer. Some are from a dealer to a user. Online platforms guarantee payment for goods sold by escrow account systems where the customer pays immediately for the goods. Then payment to the supplier is finalized only when the customer receives these goods. So let me tell you all that there are some challenges in tackling drug trafficking online. The lack of legislation is a major challenge to managing online drug markets. Some countries have no criminal codes, while others have enacted measures that have been integrated into existing legislation. However, only a small number of developing countries has revised their criminal codes in a timely manner. Currently, no rules determine which country's laws should be applied when investigating a crime, how court judgments can be implemented if defendants are in another country, or which processes should be followed when conducting cross-border investigations. Thus, it appears that a review of legal precedents is required. The admissibility in a court of evidence resulting from a crime committed electronically is particularly challenging because electronic data can be updated without leaving a trace. Furthermore, keeping up with the technology means regularly updating equipment and personnel, as well as maintaining a 24/7 contact network to assure real-time investigation. These requirements constitute a big challenge for many developing countries and may result in the enlargement of the gap between criminal and investigative capacities. So, how to address that challenge? The police forces of various nations, including the United Nations, the United Kingdom, and Canada, have dedicated cybercrime units. Hong Kong and China, for example, have strengthened their intelligence and law enforcement capacities at the international level with more training and technology. Computer forensic programs allow the application of computer technology and techniques for managing seizures and evidence. Doing so allows information to be obtained from computer systems for the purposes of investigation or intelligence gathering. Website censorship can prevent websites from being accessed entirely, as in the case in nations where the government has complete control over internet access. In Italy and Japan, for example, regulation is a key method of addressing web challenges. So, as for the dark web future, and although the FBI and Europol have closed and are closing dark web markets, many more are opening. After Silk Road fell, some marketplaces arose to take its place. Participants in the cryptocurrency market must adjust to police requirements. Accessing the dark web is effortless when users download private servers, such as Tor. In the future, drug dealers are expected to use password systems to allow users to access the drug markets while restricting access to specific IP addresses. Furthermore, cryptocurrencies will become more mainstream as they will be used frequently in facilitating dark web transactions, and their users will have to change their tactics to avoid law enforcement authorities who are always on the dark web hunting for criminals. I have reached the end of my presentation. I would like to thank you very much, and I would like to thank the organizers of this conference for inviting me to take part in it. You have got here my email. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and you have got the website of our organization in Paris for more information. Thank you very much.